Hello, fellow book loving friends. My name is Dee Armstrong. I'm a writer, mom, grandma, book lover, teaholic, and gardening ninja. Welcome to my October author news and my writing world. I am back from writer lockdown, and I can't wait to share with you what I did. Grab some tea, pour in some pumpkin spice creamer, a little whipped cream on top, and sprinkle with some cinnamon. You guys are going to think I'm as crazy as a bat when I show you what I did while I was on writer lockdown. What happened was I went to Tennessee. My daughter and her husband are both Army, and they were out in the field and needed someone to watch their house and take care of their cats, because they were gone for quite a while. And I used it as a time for me to focus on my writing. Now, I should have gotten 1.5 million words out, but I want to show you what I was dealing with, and I'm going to screen share, and this is kind of new for me. So this is how I keep my writing things. I do it in OneNote, and as you can see, this is JD and the Broken Promise, and in here I have all the characters, the female characters, the male characters, the secondary characters, the bad guys, and I have all my notes on them. Well, yeah, see, look at that. What a craziness that is. Well, I was getting lost in all this information that was in the computer, but I couldn't pull it out. I could look at the different things. Let me show you a better one. There we go. I could look at the different things, but I couldn't pull out what I needed. I guess I was getting lost in the plotting. So if we go to my plotting, well, here we go. JD new plotting. I was getting lost in the plotting. I had made all these sheets and I was just getting lost in it. I had all this information in here that I was getting lost in. And so I decided to do something new and get out of the computer world. And go back to this, get out of the computer world and back into something that I could hold in my hand. And what I did was I took my novel roadmap and I put it in a 3-ring binder. As you can see, I'm not the best Vanna. I leave that for Dawana because she is prettier and younger and gorgeous. But in here, I have my Dee's novel roadmap, and it says, "Welcome, brave writer." That's what I call myself, brave writer. To your novel roadmap. The journey may be long or short. You may experience bumps in the road, valleys of doom, and mountains of inspiration. But whatever the journey, know that the trip is worth it. You will bring to life characters that will impact readers' lives, that will live in their memories, that touch their hearts. God has given you incredible talent. Trust in Him. And I can't believe I just shared that because that was very personal for me. But in here, I have my track it. I want to make sure you can see it. I have my track it and fix it pages. And I like how I can just grab it and get to it. I have my publish that manuscript pages, just my story problem, my story promise, my story question, my dedications and acknowledgments, my building the buzz, because a novel starts with, how are you going to explain it to readers? So I have my building the buzz with my studio pitch, my Margie's criteria for controlling the premise, which I took in a class with her. And then I get to my tell me a story. And in here, I write down what I want to happen in the story. And I go through these sheets. And then I fill them in. And some of them are knowledge sheets that I don't want to forget about. I put my stickies in here. I do my world building because setting is a character too. And these are my world building sheets that I can just flip through if I need information. Build my mystery roadmap, because there are things that are different in a mystery. And then I get to my threads. And this is really where I write down what is happening and what I want to happen, who's going to be my bad guy. And I love this book. I love that I took the time to do this plotting. And then I get into my cornerstones. But, and I know that there's those of you out there that write by the seat of your pants. I tried. I have tried that. I am not that person. I need to know that I am a planner. I am a planner. I am methodical. That is how I write, and I need to own my process. But I put together this novel roadmap so that it could keep me on track. And at any time I can sit down and I can go through it. And if I forgot something, I'm doing it. And I'm not getting lost in the computer where it's in there somewhere and I can't see it. And I also have the type of a brain that if I've written it on paper, I can actually see that piece of paper and I can see the color of the ink and how I wrote it. In the computer, I don't have that same I don't want to say ability, but that same process. I can't see because everything in the computer is in the same type, the same font. My brain didn't take a snapshot of that sticky on that page and I can't see it. So things that I were getting lost in the computer. And I started to think, am I coming down with dementia? My father passed away from dementia. And I think it's just that my brain needs to work in a paper, tactile world, not so much in the computer world. Sure, I can type out my story or whatever you say nowadays. I can type out my story in that world, but I needed the tactile world and the visual world of paper. And I also wanted to show you, I made a novel compass rose, and this is the compass rose for my novel roadmap. And of course, I had to write something about it, but I write, follow the compass rose to find the true north of your novel. This is your novel, right from the heart. Follow your instincts. Trust yourself in your decisions. Others may cheer you on from the sidelines, but this is your journey. You must travel this journey alone because great novels come from the soul. And so in here, I have written out or printed out all the information that was in my OneNote. My key points, the advice from Margie. I love Margie Lawson's Writers Academy. If you have not checked that out, please do. So advice from Margie, this is the things that she taught me. Rhetorical devices, MRUs, visceral response, character types are things that I got this book is really what I have learned, things that I have put together from different trainings over the past, I've been over the years that I've been writing. So no, I did not get a huge amount of word count in, but that is okay. I feel that I have my path for my writing, and I'm going to still keep my research in OneNote. It's a great place to dump the websites and the research and certain things, but it's not knocking OneNote. OneNote is awesome. And I'll tell you, I made some fantastic templates in that thing because I am a computer person. I do love to create things on the computer, but I needed the tactile. So now that I have done a deep dive into that for you guys, I hope I told you thought you were going to think I was crazy, but those are the books that I made. And let's get back to my October news. My employee of the month is my supply jar. This is my candy jar. And before anyone fat shames me and says, well, that's why she's so heavy, my candy jar used to be a candy drawer, a supply drawer. So I'm pretty proud of myself that I've downsized from the full-size drawer. And then also so that was my employee of the month. In the newsletter, I have a special offer. My Twin Springs Trilogy is free with your Kindle Unlimited subscription. You can go to Kindle Unlimited to link to it, or in the newsletter, there's a link also. And there's only 2 months left on this offer. I am going to take Twin Springs out of Kindle Unlimited in January and put it back wide. You can buy the Twin Springs Trilogy in paperback at Amazon, at Barnes and Noble. It's available in all those places. But for the ebook, it has been in a Kindle Unlimited, and we're going on the 4th month for that. So I'm letting you know that is ending in January, so please get your read on. Okay. Plus, in the newsletter, there is a link for you to listen to the first 15 minutes of my book, Haunted by Amethyst, for newsletter subscribers only. Now we're getting to some of the fun stuff. I have a sneak peek from my rough draft novel, JD and the Broken Promise, that I'd love to read to you. In the past peeks, you've learned that JD's haunted by a ghost. She's the only one that can see, hear, and smell it. She's a private investigator, and she's on her first stakeout in a diner in Rubyville, Virginia. It's after midnight, and I got to pause for a minute. I have to tell you, when I was working in my novel roadmap, I came out with the best stinking twist in this novel. I can't wait. But anyways, she's there to report on the location of a bad guy who skipped bail, and she calls him Godzilla Kong because of his size. Now, while Godzilla Kong's in the bathroom, JD notices a little boy in his truck, and she knows that boy should not be there. She tries to get him out. He won't unlock the door. He, holds his hands and hides his hands underneath his legs. He won't come out. He won't leave. And she knows that Godzilla Kong is going to come out before the cops get there or before the geezers get there. And so she feels she's the last hope for this boy, because she finds out that the Godzilla Kong's a pedophile. So here we go. They're in the middle of the fight. JD raised the only weapons she had left, her fists. "You're a cocky little cow, aren't you?" said Godzilla Kong. And he came for her. She kicked him in the kneecap. It didn't faze him. He kept coming. He grabbed her around the waist, lifted her off her feet. She pressed her thumbs into his eyes. He slammed her against one side of the stall. Her head hit metal. Stars exploded in her head. Was that sirens or the popping of my eardrums? He flung her against the other wall. She lost her hold. She struck him in the nose with the heel of her palm, and blood gushed over them both. Not done, he lifted her up above his head. JD's gut told her this wasn't going to just hurt. It was over. I've failed. I've lost the kid. She pictured the boy's chubby cheeks and sad face. Will his sister be next? How many other children will Godzilla Kong take if I don't stop him? She grabbed fistfuls of nuclear green hair and latched on, lifted her legs and hooked one foot around the back of his neck, swung the other leg up and wrapped both legs around his neck. She locked her ankles together and squeezed the sides of his throat with her thighs, cutting off the blood supply to his brain. He let go of her waist, dug his thick fingers into her thighs, tried to break the hold. JD arched back and squeezed. His eyelids fluttered. Those empty eyes closed. It was good night, Godzilla Kong. He was out. He swayed, and they both went down with a kaboom. They landed hard, him flat on his back, her flat on top, half in the stall, half out. Her knees smashed against the concrete, and a searing pain ran down her shins. She crawled out of his reach. The aftershocks of the fight shook her body. Her lungs and heart competed for space in her chest. One sucked and released breaths at a frantic pace. The other dumped enough blood into her veins to fuel a NASCAR race. She palmed her knife, sat on the floor with her back against the wall. Crap was in her hair, on her jacket, all over her pants. The ringing in her ears was joined by the sound of sirens. Hello, Tokyo. You're safe. And so is the kid. She pulled her phone out of her boot and called the only person in social services that she'd trust with the boy, the woman who saved JD not once, but 3 times as a child. Miss Dodd, there's a boy who needs you. Lieutenant Rodriguez charged through the door with a gun in his hand. He coughed and choked, nudged Godzilla Kong with his foot, but he didn't move. Rodriguez held his fist against the base of his nose. Holy crap, JD, you reek. She rested her arms on the top of her knees. Don't you have like 18 zillion children, half in diapers? You should be used to this smell. He holstered his weapon, rolled Godzilla Kong onto his side, and cuffed his hands behind his back. Suspect under control. He spoke into the radio on his shoulder. How's your first day as a PI? JD's breathing leveled out. Her heartbeat slowed. Living the dung beetle dream. To be continued in November's newsletter. Now, we're on to Spill the Tea book chat. In September, we spilled the tea on Wild Rain by Beverly Jenkins. Our winner was Hilda. Now, she won a signed copy of Wild Rain by Beverly Jenkins and a signed copy of Visions of Emerald by me. And I want to thank everyone who watched. And Hilda, I hope you enjoy those books because I enjoyed them. Now, on November 11th, I'm sorry, let me restart that. On November 13th at 2 p.m. Eastern, we are getting into the Christmas spirit and spilling on Dear Santa by Debbie. Let me put it on this side. I forget which side. I don't do Vanna very well. By Debbie Macomber. And from the Queen of Christmas Stories, the #1 New York Times best-selling author, Debbie Macomber. Watch live by joining my Facebook group, Dee Armstrong's Book Loving Friends, or on YouTube or my Facebook page. As always, I feel that school is never out for the pro. And if you have been watching my author newsletters, you know that I feel I'm always learning. If you are a writer or an inspiring writer, learn with me in a live webinar at Lawson's Writers Academy. Margie is teaching on writing fresh voices that convey real life emotion. It's 2 hours out of your month that will improve your writing. And Margie is an absolute jewel. Please attend. Please check out her website. I have learned so much from her. And I feel like she has made such a difference in taking my writing from here to here. If you haven't already joined my Facebook group, Dee Armstrong's Book Loving Friends, what are you waiting for? Here I chat with readers. You can join Spill the Tea live with me. We talk everything books, and I spill on my books in progress. If you loved my trilogy, please leave a review on Amazon. It makes a huge difference for authors. Post with our Facebook group, Dee's Book Loving Friends, what your thoughts were. I love hearing from readers. It's a bright spot in my day. Well, that's it for me, Dee, and my October news. Thank you for being a book-loving friend. I love sharing with you. Wishing you health, happiness, and happy reading. As always, you will find me writing on the porch. Hugs for now. Bye, guys.